Remember that mirror that Meryl has been all obsessed with that caused her to leave her clan and stuff up there in Sundermount? Well, you know it's not going to end well, right? Okay, so we might as well go ahead and deal with this once and for all.
This isn't a homecoming, Keeper. Why is the clan even here? You should have moved on ages ago.
The clan still has business here, Dalen. We will leave when it is time.
It was time 3 years ago. You can't stay here. Eventually, the humans will force you to leave.
There are plenty of hiding places in these mountains. We will stay until my business is done. If you are not returning to us, what has brought you back?
If one of the Dalish becomes an abomination, what do you do?
If you are hoping the Dalish hold miracles, child, I'm afraid you will be disappointed. Even if the demon is driven out, the soul is left scarred. It can never recover, not truly. Like a wounded animal, it will fall prey to scavengers. The only cure is death.
How can Meryl fix the Alluvion?
I wouldn't restore that cursed thing, even if I could. It has stolen life and promise from my clan already. And this was the least treacherous thing it was capable of doing. You must come to your senses, Meryl. This evil cannot be allowed in our world.
It is part of our world. It has been in our world for centuries. No one is pained more by Mahariel's loss than I, but the mirror wasn't responsible. But I'm wasting my time. You'd rather fear the past than reclaim it. This is pointless, Hawk. Let's go.
Master, what's wrong?
Now, Meryl was looking pretty, downtrodden there while the Keeper was talking, but the Keeper was being a bit evasive, talking about until her business here is done. Just what business is that, keeping her here? And you know, the presence of the Vartrol, and then the return of the Vartrol, you know, when we went to go deal with Zevran and all that whole crow incident. That cave is still open. You know, I've never gone back to just investigate that. Maybe I will one day. But, anyway, lots of strange goings on here. You know, the opening of this cave, which we are going to go back to. I want to see what this merchant has to offer in Act 3. I'm sure we'll find a few enemies in here, but I don't think we have to run the actual gauntlet again. At least I hope not. But, I don't know. Just strange goings on here. Can't expect the Keeper to be up front with us being quote-unquote outsiders anyway. But, you know, it seems like there's a lot more bad happening to keep the Alluvion from being fixed than in actually messing with it in the first place. Because it is what it is. I mean, it's kind of always been around, so all these efforts to prevent it from being repaired bring some questions to mind. True enough, Meryl's whole dealing with blood magic to fix it in the first place, she's like, well, that's the only tools that I had at my disposal, and that's what I used. Being a smart girl in one way, but foolish in another. I don't know. Just personally, I'm kind of mixed on that. I do have strong feelings against blood mages in general, and so on and so forth, but Meryl isn't the power-mad, slobbering, drooling, fanatical, maniacal, world doom-seeking idiot that the rest of these blood mages seem to be, though. You know, I mean, that she's got a completely different character. So, I don't know. I said we didn't have to run a gauntlet, but we can't even seem to get down this hallway. Revenants, arcane horrors, you name it. Yeah, let's get this guy down really fast before he wipes my party. These guys are not my friends. So anyway, yeah, I think this whole deal, I'm wondering if it's not going to come up later in some future Dragon Age. Wasn't really anything on the topic in Inquisition. Not that I found. Nothing really. Although I believe the save that I imported into Inquisition, I had romanced Isabella, not Meryl. I chose to romance Meryl here. I may import this particular playthrough into Inquisition one day, but I don't know how big of a difference it's going to make. But even all that aside, it seems like, you know, if you had a romance option in previous games, they're basically referred to or mentioned, you know, in passing, kind of in Inquisition, but they don't seem to play a major part. At least not that I've seen. So I'm thinking that the whole deal with Meryl, maybe there'd be some mention of her clan or something, maybe some mention of the Illuvian in passing. You know, you do deal with an Illuvian in Inquisition, but that's with Morrigan. And it's like a totally different thing. Or maybe it's the same thing. Maybe it's the same mirror. I don't know how Morrigan would have gotten her hands on it. Or a different one. I don't know. Anyway. There's a lot up in the air. It seems like every time you answer a question or reveal some lore in the game, it brings up more questions. You know, it seems like an ever opening flower, so to speak, with, you know, endless petals, you know, and you never really get to the heart of it. You just keep discovering more stuff, and it's pretty cool, actually. It's a pretty deep, rich world they've created here. Okay, what I'm eventually going to do is get Meryl to have that Spirit Bolt. It does a lot of bonus damage to enemies that are disoriented or staggered or whatever. But just be one more weapon for her to take advantage of cross-class combos. I pretty much have all the skills that she's normally going to use set. So what I'll do here is anything that's duplicated, any skill she's using twice, I'll just take one of those spots. There we go. And we don't have too many more levels to go. She's going to have to level up twice more just to unlock the upgrade for that. I love how some of the skills require 2 points to be in that particular tree to unlock it, or maybe 4 or 5 or 6 points. And so to get what you want, sometimes there's a price to pay, and you have decisions to make. You know, if you don't really have an idea of what you're going to do with your build, you can just make your build basically just useless by putting points here and putting points there and realizing, well, I can't have this, this, and this. Which one do I choose? And by then, well, you can always respec with the potions at the Black Emporium, but you find out a lot of times you can't have your cake and eat it too. You have to make a choice on what you want to excel at.
Than we are. The stone lives beneath Orlais. Matas Garna Fornan Pasal Roka Atrust.
The stone beneath.
Amgarak tapped the blood spilled within the stone.
Amgarak tapped the blood spilled within the stone beneath Orlais, and then a whole bunch of what, Dwarven speak? Or Tevinter speak or something? I don't know. I wonder if you go through all the dialogue with this golem. I don't have a freaking dictionary to translate all that stuff, but anyway, this guy, he sells a lot of stuff that's really good for warriors, honestly. If you look at that, I mean, extra attack speed, extra attack, more defense, physical damage, strength. I mean, that's just all, that warrior just is written all over that. And that's not bad right there. Now, that's good for the Belt of Woven Elf. That's good for a rogue, too, but it's not, or even a warrior, honestly. Anyway, lots of warrior stuff. Act 2 and Act 3 with this golem right here. And then look at that thing right there. Good stuff. Right, that elixir of heroism, I'm hanging on to that. Obviously don't want to sell that thing right now, but that's going to give my entire party a level, regardless of where you're at. Like, if I used it right now, it'd give me an entire level, even though I have almost no XP into this level. But I believe I can level up at least once more. Maybe twice. We still have DLC to go and stuff like that, too. But that elixir is best saved for the end of the game when you're done leveling. You know that, you know, you've only got maybe 1 or 2 more quests to go, you know, the end game quest or whatever, and that's it. Save it for then. When you know you're not going to get near enough XP to level again, then go ahead and drop that. And you'll give your entire party an extra level. It's pretty cool.
You have choices. You always had choices. Stop using gloves. Get rid of that damn thing.
Now, Anders, How can Anders... I don't know. I'm not even going to bother to keep asking how he can live with himself, preaching at people for doing exactly what he's doing. Not just what he does, but what he is. Like, he'll preach against you for dabbling in something that he is. Body, mind, and soul. I mean, that's beyond hypocrisy. There's a whole other word for that. And it does not cease to irritate me. It's just, oh, man. Ugh, grates on the nerves. Right, there's not a whole lot more to do with him either, honestly. Guess we'll set him up for the same type of combo I'm setting Meryl up for. Although, thankfully, Anders isn't going to be in the picture much longer. Find anything that's duplicated down here. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and take this slot. I'm trying something a little different on another character that I'm streaming right now, where I have Anders running with elemental weapons as well as Meryl also. And now it shows you that it stacks, but it may not actually. Maybe somewhere hidden in the game mechanics it might not, but it appears to stack. So you can run elements from two different staffs, or you can stack an element from the same staff, you know, like lightning or something like that, and add extra damage to everyone's stuff. And the mages really feed off each other. They empower each other's staff as well. They add a little extra damage to each other's staffs. So it's pretty cool. It's a cool benefit all the way around, and it's only 10% of his mana. And I'm like, you know, his mana pool's pretty healthy as it is. Why not? You know? And when we came through here for the Louisian, whatever scrolls,
what should we be prepared for if something goes wrong?
we pretty much cleared out the whole path leading up here.
I've never seen an abomination myself.
It should be a clear
People
shot.
said they warp and change before your eyes.
So you want us to come and watch for something, but you don't know what?
It's just a precaution, Aveline. Nothing will go wrong.
Oh, that's reassuring.
Yeah. Meryl is in denial,
Why do
Fantasyland.
we have to go to a cave?
The spirit is trapped in there. He can't get back to the Fade.
And you don't suspect he might think you're a way out of his cave?
Of course they do. That's why you...
See, Meryl goes in, not unlike Anders is an idiot, blindly accepting this spirit as, you know, giving him some sense of purpose, right? You know, an excuse to go just be a murdering fanatical blood mage. Meryl doesn't go in blindly like that. Meryl knows absolutely what this demon's going to be about, and she's defends herself and protects herself accordingly. At least she does that. Although messing with it in the first place, can't bang her upside the head hard enough and say, "Hey, show some sense," you know. Anyway, yeah, this is it can't end well, you know. Blood magic always has a price. It always has a price, regardless of what your motives might have been. Motives are usually wrong anyway, but even if they weren't initially, it's someone's going to pay. This will be one of the last crafting ingredients that you'll need, too, for your list.
Something is wrong. This
And
is
we
where
have
the
another
spirit was
statue
found.
of Dumat.
But now it feels empty.
And that this was an elven place of worship near an elven graveyard?
There was a war long ago between my people and the Tevinter Imperium. After the Magisters sank Arlathan, my people made a last stand here, fighting on the graves of our elders. I don't know if it was the Elvenan or Tevinter who bound the spirit, but he was left here from the war.
Maybe it freed itself?
It would have taken powerful magic to break him free of this prison. You couldn't just set him loose. Nobody could. Not without doing something terrible. This is very wrong.
We're done then. Let's get back to Kirkwall.
No, you don't understand. He couldn't leave this place. Something dreadful had to happen for this cave to be empty.
Why happened?
And here we go.
What have you done?
The demon's plan was always for you to complete the mirror. It would have
That's
been
what
a
the demon told
doorway
you?
out of this prison and into our world. You would have been his first victim. I couldn't let that happen, Dalen.
So the demon played on your sensitivities with a lie, and you fell for it. Wow. So the keeper fell for it.
You didn't think
Not
to
Meryl.
mention that the demon was gone before we hiked all the way up here.
Right? Wanted to lure us here, actually.
It's not gone. I couldn't fight it in the Fade while it was trapped. And I couldn't banish it without making it stronger. So, I made myself its prison.
And brought it into your clan.
Me, and it dies too. Meryl will finally be safe.
No, you kill her and you unlock the prison. Get it?
I won't do this.
You always knew your blood magic had a price, Darlene. I have chosen to pay it for you.
No, no, that's what you think you're doing. So the demon swindled the keeper and found a way out.
Traitor.
You like that?
May the Dreadwolf
Okay, so this is look like, oh, she's being sympathetic, and oh, she martyred herself for the no. She fell for the demon's lie.
We're cursed, the whole clan, and you brought this upon us. You couldn't let go of the past, could you? Now look at what you've done.
I wonder if this was the demon's ploy to not ever have the mirror fixed at all. I'm just throwing that out there. That, you know, I mean, how notorious are BioWare writers for making things not look the way that they are, making things seem something else.
Everything you touch turns to ash.
You are a wound, poison in this clan.
You see, it's sitting here accusing Meryl. And so, if a demon's sitting there accusing you and trying to make you feel bad for something you haven't done, then that tells you that you haven't done that.
To your cleverness, everyone has fed me.
Okay, now he gets stronger, I guess. Pulls out maybe some more moves or whatever. I can't stay close to him for very long. He's kind of got AoE damage thing going here. Not a whole lot different than Hybris, really. Very similar. Yeah, see? Right there. I'm going to do the old headbanger thing. Oh, wow, okay. Or I'll just die. Let's see, I don't know. Oh, man. Spamming me with that bullshit. No, I don't want to drink that now. Oh, that would be a mistake. Please let me just drink something else. There we go. Thank you.
Darlene. Keeper. You've beaten it, Darlene. You are so much stronger than I imagined. The demon is dead.
Keeper,
Let's leave this awful place. The clan should hear the good news.
So it was not ever the Keeper.
Welcome
Perhaps
back, Keeper.
that did break the prison
Get out of
right
here.
there, though. So I'm just going to play naive. I already know this
I
isn't the
can
Keeper
hardly
talking,
believe
but
that's the end of it.
we'll let Meryl see exactly
It's truly
what she's dealing with here. Yeah, so the Keeper was just straight up possessed. In her mind, I've become a prison for the demon for the safety of all. Oh, that's the lie that you believed? Really? How about this? How about you just friggin' possessed? So that wasn't even the Keeper talking. At least not here lately, so there we have it.
Keeper! What have you done? I don't want this. I never wanted this. Creators, please let this be a bad dream. I'll wake up and feel like an idiot and she'll scold me for not listening.
Getting possessed never helps anything.
Tell me about it.
If she hadn't have been so stubborn, if she had listened to me, she never believed in me. I should go to the clan. Someone needs to know, needs to come and take care of her.
I think we're going to find that some of that preaching that was done against Meryl, right, was the Keeper was responsible, perhaps the demon talking through her, but whatever. And if the demon would have everyone come against Meryl, then that tells me that Meryl isn't necessarily all wrong here. You know, if you want to judge someone's character, look at their enemies, right? And people are coming against you for the wrong reason, you might be doing the right thing. I'm just saying.
Came here. What's going on? Where is she?
Fenrir. The Keeper. She...
Look at her, Fenrir. She's covered in blood.
What have you done, Meryl? Keeper? Can you hear me?
She's dead.
I should have guessed you'd turn on her. You monster.
The Keeper turned into a demon. We had no choice.
There would have been no demon if it weren't for this little flat-eared bitch.
We've suffered enough because of this traitor. It ends now.
You see, that's not true. That demon had been there since forever ago. Or at least, that's what the demon says, probably. I don't know. Definitely here before Meryl got here, though. So, no, that's really not fair. I think their minds had been poisoned by the Keeper already. I'm not excusing Meryl's foolishness, right? But, once again, I've just got to say that I think there's more to it. I don't think she's as wrong as she's made to look right here. Like, you know, her actions led to all this type of thing. I think there was more than one piece played in this whole thing right here. Let's we need to get rid of these assassins. They're doing work. Oh my gosh. Seriously. Man.
Bunnies next time. I'd do much better.
Elves aren't playing any games, are they? Alright, well, I need more than one injury kit here. Yeah, crap. This isn't going to be the last ambush either. The rest of the elves are going to have something to say about Meryl also. So the demon, in a roundabout way, if you want to see how the spirits work, you know, on the bad side, the Maker works a lot like this too, I think, in the game, but if you want to see how the demons work, this is what they get here. And you don't see them actually playing the part because we're holding the swords. They're pulling the bows and shooting the arrows, right? So you don't see the demon having played all this out. You know, it's, if you know which way the pieces are going to move, right? Then when you put a machine into motion, you pretty much know what the results will be. So if you know human nature, if you know how bad people can tend to be, and the things that they'll tend to do given certain causes or reasons, right? And you can influence them here a little bit, and influence them there a little bit, and then just let it go, pretty much that machine's going to play out like you think it is, all right? And you see that happening here. This whole thing, the entire clan being murdered, the keeper being taken care of, and whatever, that would be the demon's goal in the long run, and he accomplished it. But you don't see it directly. You see it indirectly. And that's, I think, something that the genius of these writers here, I think that's something they get across, is that just because you don't see a hand coming out of the heavens, right? Just because you don't see a hand reaching up out of the earth and physically actually doing something in front of your face in one motion, doesn't mean that a series of events weren't inspired and promoted and put in motion by the powers that be, both good and evil. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Where, and on a much bigger scale, even tools like Corypheus, you know, the Elder One and what have you, that those are actually just even still small pieces of this puzzle. Forget, you know, these random blood mages running around killing everybody, and forget the Templars acting like lunatics and whatever. Those are really, really minor pawns. But even the bigger players are still small pieces on a board, you know, being played on either side by the Maker and the Devil, or, you know, whatever titles you want to give the forces of good and evil in the game, whatever that might be. I'm just saying, this is kind of how it plays out. Is the ends kind of justify or explain the means, you know what I mean? But it still is a shame we have to take her entire clan out. I mean, they force our hand. I don't know if there's a way out of this. I don't know if there's a peaceful solution for this. I've never found it in the game, personally. I wouldn't doubt that there's some dialogue order that you could go throughout the entire game to possibly get a better outcome than this. Maybe talk them out of killing Meryl or something, maybe? I don't know. If one of you guys are aware of something like that, let me know. But it's probably specific ways that you have to speak to people, and, you know, different people in different circumstances and stuff, and I don't know what they might be. Anyway, this is the end result that I always get, and it's a shame. Not an easy fight either. A lot of those were lieutenant and boss level assassins and stuff. Yeah, her clan was serious business. It's just, well, not anymore.
You really believe, don't you?
What are we talking about?
But I always have the sneaky suspicion that Corypheus, or the power behind Corypheus' hand, is in all of this. And I mean, that's actually, it's pretty much common sense, kind of obvious that that's the case. But I'll even go so far as, if you see the Tevinter involvement in shepherding the wardens, right, to their path, in serving Corypheus, and shepherding the Templars and what have you, is you see the Tevinters involved. You see their presence, and you also see them here amongst the Blood Mages. In Dragon Age 2, you'll see a few Tevinter robes here and there, and you see that, oh wow, that's the hand of Corypheus at work there, getting involved in matters in Kirkwall to make sure things come to a head and make sure things blow up.
How did all of this happen?
I know it doesn't help to hear it, but this was just a misunderstanding.
Why didn't any of them listen to me? All this time I thought I could help them, save them. But they chose to destroy themselves in order to escape my help.
They weren't listening to reason. There was nothing you could have done.
No. I know that. Maybe it's time I stop living for them. No keeper, no clan, no people. I have nobody but you. What will I do now?
Whatever you do next, we'll do together.
Yes, we will.
All right, because a disaster happened, you don't abandon your loved ones, family, spouse, whatever. Yeah, it went down bad, and yeah, it was a lot of misunderstanding, and I still think several pieces in that whole parade there were played unknowingly, the keeper included. So anyway, like I said, the demon got his due. He got what he wanted. A whole bunch of people dead. Seems to always be the end of the matter. As long as people die, then bad forces are happy, and it's so pathetic.
Let me guess. That's your final answer?
3 mages have fled to Ferelden, and you have intervened to protect them, as if it is your right to do so. What other answer did you expect, your majesty?
A maybe might have been nice.
I do not deal in maybes. I deal in cold, hard facts. As should you. Perhaps when Ferelden next chooses a king, it will be one that takes his duty to the Maker seriously.
She's actually right.
Well,
if he's harboring blood mages from Kirkwall, then he's inviting that into his home.
How do you do, Your Majesty?
Probably a big part of the Invention Inquisition, I wouldn't doubt it.
Too, come to think of it.
This is the champion of Kirkwall.
Right, I'm Alistair. King of Ferelden. And this is Tegan, my uncle. Sort of.
I'm actually Tegan. I'm only sort of his uncle.
Your Majesty, may I say what an honor it is to meet you.
Well, you could, but you'd be the first today.
I fought at Ostagar. What happened there was a great tragedy.
Ah, yes. Yes, it was. Thankfully, the man responsible has paid for that.
Say, weren't you a Grey Warden once?
That's the rumor. Wait. Weren't you?
That's the rumor.
Huh. I guess we get around. I was hoping we could talk. Would have been better timing before being emasculated by Meredith, but I'm not picky.
Things are looking up. It's not often I get called on to meet with foreign leaders.
I know you came here from Lothering, a Ferelden refugee that did well for herself, against all odds. I have to admit, I was hoping your influence in Kirkwall might be of use. Things haven't been going well with Orlais. Without a Viscount here, however, there's only the Knight Commander to deal with.
You were having an argument about mages.
Yes, well, apparently I don't feel the same way about mages as the Chantry does. So, we're in disagreement. That means they get nasty. They're like that.
Sounds like the Circle is better off in Ferelden.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Sadly, I don't control the Circle. I can only deal with mages outside the Circle, of which there aren't many.
Aren't they in your kingdom? Why not just kick the Templars out?
Ha! Easier said than done.
Doesn't mean you shouldn't try.
We'll see what comes of it. Ferelden had a blight to contend with, remember? We're not exactly at our strongest.
A lot of your people fled to Kirkwall, you know.
I know. I wish I could have helped them. Their blight devastated the kingdom, and afterwards, well, it hasn't exactly been peaceful. They're welcome back, of course, as are you. But after so many years away, would you still consider it home?
Ferelden will always be my home.
I hope we see you back there someday. We could use someone like you, champion.
Is there to be a war, then?
I hope not.
You're more optimistic than I am.
Empress Celine is doing her best. Orlais isn't the most stable place right now.
What's happening in Orlais?
Oh, the usual. Attempted assassinations, uprising, fancy parties with stinky cheeses. Apparently, some Orlesians think it would be grand to get their lost province back.
Well, we won't let them swoop down on us, will we?
That's right. Swooping is bad.
Epic line right there.
Hypothetically speaking, you could fix the no Viscount situation.
That's asking a lot.
It's tempting, but I'm sorry to say that my support won't mean much without the support of the Templars. I suppose it doesn't matter. I was hoping to have your help before Meredith got wind of my arrival, but that's done now. What you can do is protect Kirkwall. It will take someone like you to keep it from falling apart.
Protect Kirkwall from what exactly?
You ask me, the biggest threat to this city just walked out the door. But maybe that's the ex-Templar in me talking. Well, I suppose we should be getting back.
We should. The hero of Ferelden should be back in Denerim by now.
You're always so formal. She has a name, you know.
And there we go, a little cameo from King Alistair there. A little blast from the past. Alright, now apparently Aveline has something to discuss here, and I think that'll make for a good one on the next one. But for now, that'll do it. Alright, thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, click that button up top. Alright, wish you would. And if you want to catch the rest of this Let's Play up to this point, click that image there in the middle. I'll catch you on the next one. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.